I was given the option if I wanted to drop my own draws. You feel me? January 6th, for that matter. Hey guys, how we doing? My name's Heero. This is the Identity Booth. We're coming back to you with this segment. I haven't figured out what to call it yet, but basically, it's when I have to come talk to the men in my comment sections, or I have to address something that men don't feel the need to address. I'm not out here to preach that alpha male stuff. If that's what you're looking for, you're probably not going to find it here. But I think more importantly, I think we need to have a real conversation about something that I keep seeing pop up on my timeline, and that's the making this equivalence of money to women, right? What do I mean by this? This falls into, like, I would say 2 categories, but definitely 1. Paying money to gain sexual pleasure from a woman. That's 1 category. Number 2, paying money to a woman to gain favor upon yourself from that woman, and with the ultimate goal of getting sex. And then number 3, spending money on a woman because that's something your relationship with her entails. Now, they all come in phases. They all come in relations. But the most important thing is that everyone is a willing participant in that situation. And this question is derived, as you guys probably know, what would you do? This is how I always pose a question. What would you do? What would you do if you were talking to a girl and you decide to fly her out? She got flued out to Vegas, Miami Beach house. You paid for her bags, her room, her flight, everything, 100% paid for. And y'all gonna spend the weekend there. So it's Friday. Y'all go out, have a good time, dinner at a Michelin restaurant. Saturday, y'all kick it, breakfast on the beach. Had everything, had a private show and everything. Now, Saturday night, you're at the club, y'all got something in your system, head back to the room, you flying out tomorrow at 7 a.m., and you roll up next to her and you give her the little tug. What's the move there? And I have to say, hey, Jack, I didn't even notice Jack followed. Thanks, Jack. Clap it up for Jack. Thanks, Jack. And the question is, and you roll over, kissing her on her neck, and she's like, oh, no, I'm not playing. Hey, you know what? And I'll hit you with that. It's tough. It's tough out here for a guy. Sometimes you got to fight for what you want for. So you go back because, sometimes you might get the second wind. You go back and you get shut down again. Are you, as that man, obligated in any way to be upset that you didn't get none? And I'm here to tell you, if you didn't hit, that's just something you got to live with.
Fuck your life.
Yo, you weren't qualified. Your application denied. You feel me? No one's gonna feel bad for you for that shit. You feel me?
I heard what you said about me a few days ago. Yeah.
She don't owe you nothing. She don't owe you no sex. For a guy to spend, I would just say roughly $2,000 on a girl that he hasn't had sex with, or that be their first interaction with them, is fucking ridiculous. And take it from a guy that's flown a girl out. But what's understood don't gotta be explained. And what I mean by that is, if I could get the draws in college in a dorm room, I could get them on the beach. If I could get the draws in the comfort of my own home, I can get it on the balcony of the Bellagio in Vegas. It's just something you gotta live with. All right? You're not good enough. You ain't got the swagger. The big dick energy is not within me. And it's not for everybody. Rest assured, though, I'm here to help you figure out how you can equate your money to getting some honey. And it's going to be kind of deceptive. It's kind of deceiving. But as a proponent here, I'm a firm believer in prostitution. Clap it up. We love the prostitutes here on the Identity Booth. Sex work is great work. Great work is consensual work. Now, as a person who's never hired a prostitute but has spent many a dollars on strippers, I'm here to say, if you're a guy who wants to equate money to women, that a prostitute would be your best friend. And the fact that they're becoming legalized throughout the country is a great way for a lot of these in the closet, incel ass dudes to kind of get out. But I'm here to tell you, you don't want to spam, and there's no shame in that. I often see guys shaming other men for paying for sex. If you bought a motherfucking girl a 6-piece chicken McNugget from McDonald's, it's always going to be some exchange. There's always an exchange for one thing. Sex isn't like neutral party. I'd want to be in a situation where I think, and this is just me thinking out loud, I want to be in a situation where the rules of engagement are understood, right? Sex is a component of relationship that makes it better, but doesn't make the relationship, right? If she's a bad communicator, if she's a bad this, if you're a bad this, bad that, sex might make it better for the night, but even sex gets boring after a while. And that's where the integral parts of your relationship matter, right? That's where waking up to somebody in their natural status really matters. That's the difference between, waking up and smelling somebody take a shit and being like, damn. When I was licking his balls, my tongue was very close to whatever came out of his ass just now. That's some real shit. That's some love and affection. Let's keep it real. I don't know if women should be carrying guns with them 100% because then there's a power dynamic there. If we could normalize prostitution like they do in Vegas, where the rules of engagement are understood, then there's no need for force because the rules are basically written. Hey, I want a blowjob, I want to do dogging, I want to be able to come on your back. How long is that going to take you? 30 minutes. All right, this is my rate. Do you agree? Yes? Here we go. Scan your ID, scan your card or whatever. Transaction goes through. Everyone has their safety parties in mind, and we go with it. But the thing that makes it cringe for me is the same guys who want to say that if they fly a woman out, they deserve this, they deserve that, won't just fly out to Vegas or the Dominican Republic and pay for some sex. Get it out your system. But that's only one subset. What about in the second subset? A sugar daddy or a sugar mama. Now, I've been in these dynamics. And I've had the negative and I've had the positive, right? So let's talk a little bit about the positive. When I was the person being paid, or when I was paying money for the lifestyle that this girl wanted to live, and I was getting the honey. This was okay because I ain't no broke bitch. I'm not a broke boy. It didn't matter. We knew what it was. We agreed on it. We had a connection. She wanted to live lavishly because she was a broke college girl. And I was over here making my smooth little $60,000 living in a $500 apartment so we could fly and do whatever the fuck we want. That was my thought process back in when I was getting my master's. I was living off the government stipends check. You feel me? I was making $60,000 plus the money I was making from my scholarship to go to that godforsaken school. This was part of my life. Now that's the good, where everyone's in agreement. And once again, it's important that we keep hitting this word, the terms of the relationship. The terms of a prostitute and a man or a woman is agreed upon. The terms of this situation were agreed upon. What happens when this situation, phase 2, isn't agreed upon? When you're out here living this life, you're giving these girls, you think you're courting a girl, and you're not getting none. Well, this can lead to frustration because deep down inside, you think, honestly, you're being genuine. But I'm here to tell you something. Come close now. This is super important. If you think buying girls stuff and being nice to them, or even being their friends in hopes of later down the line having sex with them is appropriate, I'm here to tell you you're a fucking asshole. And you probably deserve no cheeks in the first place.
When I came down.
You don't deserve any. Because you lied. You cheated. Or you tried to cheat. Honesty wasn't honesty wasn't at the forefront of your actions, therefore you got a bad consequence. You thought you could just keep doing nice things until she fell in your laps. It takes effort to get a girl to drop her drawers for you, even if the act of her dropping them is effortless for you. The swagger, the pizzazz, the big dick energy that you need to have acquired over the lifespan of your life, it's a skill. It stores up in you like some fucking Super Saiyan power. But to assume that because you do nice thing to woman therefore suck your dick, that's a weird ass assumption, bruh. That's super weird because you lived in your mama's house for 18 years and she never dropped down and sucked your dick. Like, that's literally what you're trying to get at here. Like, okay, I did the laundry, mom. Like, unless you're into that type of shit, you know, there's plenty of women out here getting stuck in fucking washing machines. But if you're not upfront about the rules of your engagement, you can't be mad when the engagement doesn't happen, right? So, fellas, let's communicate. And as a good rule of thumb, this is just me. 3 days and you're out. If a woman says in the beginning of her relationship she wants to be celibate for 3 months before she dates you, just simply say, okay, I'm only going to take you out on 3 dates. Well, I want to go on dates every month. Well, I only go on dates every month with women I sleep with. Well, I'm not a woman you sleep with. All right, cool. I'm happy we had this discussion. I appreciate it. Let's be honest. That's gangster as fuck. And I guarantee you she's going to call you back. I'll just keep it real. She's going to call you back. She's going to call you back. But you got to be ready to have that conversation. Women set the standard for sex. You set the standard for the relationship. And if it's vice versa, if women set the standard for sex, then you can set the standard for sex, then the woman will set the standard for you. You don't get to not have a decision. The only thing you don't get to do is assault other people when they give you their decision, right? So you have to be able to negotiate your contract, the terms of your engagement. It's difficult to do, but a man who knows how to do that is infinitely more successful. Infinitely more successful. So let's move on this idea, right? Let's keep the pressure. Now we have the bad situation, and let's say, okay, that's how you don't get into it. But what if you're currently stuck in a situation, paying for a girl every weekend, you not give you any emotion aside? It could seem like your investment will go to waste, but I often tell people this in the stock market: treat gold diggers like the stock market. Once you lost more than what you put in, you gotta go. And I often use it like this: if you have put on, if you've gone on these many ranges of date, if you've had to wear a shirt and tie, if you can wear street clothes, and if you guys have gone on a physical activity that required physical strain, like you were tired after it, and you still ain't made it there, you gotta let that shit go. Gotta let go. And more importantly, you can, when all your friends ask you, did you hit or not, you can lie your ass off. It doesn't matter at that point. Let it go. Like, if your ego is that based on sex, lie. Because let the world believe what they want to. You can believe what you want to believe, and that'll be the end of it. But the thing that's holding you back is your ego. And I see it happen in the stock market too often, where people just be holding on. Well, I think it might come back. You've lost 80% of what you made in this. Let it go. Let it go. And shit like that, we'll never know. Okay? And then the final phase 3. This one is the most toxic version. And this is why I think it's important. you find yourself in a situation where you're basically the dude who flew a girl out for the first time y'all met. Now, with the way dating is set up now, there's more than one way to date. Like, you could literally meet anybody on a dating app, and y'all could be across the state from each other, and y'all choose to link up. In situations where distance is at play, or the first time y'all meeting up is a distance play, you gotta be that man. And if you like, what do you mean you gotta be that man? I'm here to tell you, you're not that man, okay? You're just not. You're probably unfortunately, you're probably
beta.
Yeah. And if you have to ask, you already know the answer is no. But like I said in the beginning of this whole soliloquy, there's no woman on this planet that I am paying a fucking plane ticket for that hasn't already swallowed my kids. Like, it's just not happening. Like, what? Why? For what? Like, my first question is, what are you doing for me? And keep in mind, as a person who's been flued out, damn right, been flued out. I was given the option if I wanted to drop my own draws. You feel me? I got the ability to make that decision. And if that woman had enough courtesy in her heart to give me that decision, it became a staple of how I treated women. Why not give them the same decision? So I'm not saying it's like it can't happen. I'm not saying like you probably can't, all the fucking moon, earth, sun, and Uranus can't all be lined up for the perfect shot. But the chances of it being perfectly lined up, slim to none. So we have to work in a fact-based scenario of reality. And the reality of the situation is spending money on women is perfectly fine. Spending your hard-earned money to get things and pleasure for women, perfectly fine. Ranging from prostitution to favor, all the way up to that is the stability of your relationship. That is what your relationship entails. Me and my current girlfriend, whatever I want to do, I do, and we can do it together. Now, if she come to me talking about, oh, I want to go on this cruise ship, I want to go on this, I'm going to hit him like I hit my, you got cruise ship money? I ain't on to sit your ass down. We going over here to the fucking sushi center. Like, you set the terms of your relationship. But if she wants to work towards it, if she's putting a little of her money towards it and says, hey, I really want to do this, but this is all I got. Can you work with me? Don't worry, I got you. I got you, baby. Put an effort. Make an effort. Make the person feel like they actually are being valued. And you'll get a lot of rewards. But like, spending money to me has become very obsolete when it comes to my significant other. Because if you can do the things to make me happy, I'll pay for that shit. I'll pay for it in a heartbeat. It doesn't matter. As long as it doesn't kill me, I'll make it better. Like, what? What? What is it? A $400 plane ticket, $300 hotel for 3 nights. Okay, $3,000? Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that for a month, a year, a week of whatever I want and my beck and call. Yeah, easy. No, not a tough decision. Consider it a great investment. But that's just my perspective. And for the better, worse of the situation, I'm an asshole. But I am keeping it real. And you got to keep it real with yourself. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. If you think spending money on a girl gives you access to her body and she's not a prostitute and those aren't the terms of the agreement, you're an asshole. You're a dumbass. So there's nothing really there. Nothing really to argue about there. But hey, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Last topic